Howdy, howdy. Happy Thursday. El Pope. Accursed may be the best class for insectoid. And he's drop blood, and you gain mana if you kill with backstabs. Blood is 10 to 15. Well, good to know. That's a heck of an introduction to the stream, Pope. Good day, my friends. I know I haven't streamed since Monday. Sorry for being offline. What was that, Tuesday, Wednesday? So I missed 2 days. What are you gonna do? You're not my boss. But anyway, yeah, some of the work I've been doing it's been kind of all over the place. Not, excuse me. Ugh. Sorry about that. A little indigestion this morning, I guess. But anyway, yeah, there's been a lot of stuff that's happened in the last 2 days. Like, just for example, I'm on the most recent build, the most recent dev build, that hasn't been updated in a little while. And it includes some cool new stuff. And I hope I get to show it off later, but just to tease you a little bit, some of the new stuff includes all the named NPCs, like Ziggy and Funny Bones and Shelob all now have their unique models in game, so I'm very excited about that. But also, when you kill enemies, more of them gib. It used to be that only like skeletons and ghouls would gib, and now freaking everything gibs, and it's awesome. And Sheridan has also added an effect so that when their body parts disappear, they poof away. So that there's a little poof that explodes when their body parts disappear. And so I've done a new animation for that poof, and so it's that's in here as well. So when I kill this dummy part, just watch what happens to its parts. Poof, poof, poof. Hope you were watching, because that's gone now. You're not going to see that again. Because there's no other... Well, I could shoot another enemy. Let's shoot another enemy, because it's fun. Throwing knives. Oh yeah, also, that's a moldy skeleton. Now watch it poof. Poof, 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 poof. So, it just adds a little, like, fun, satisfying moment to every enemy kill, I think. And then, like, giant enemies like the Minotaur used to just conspicuously just get deleted. And it always looked kind of silly. So now his gigantic body parts actually fall to the floor, and it's pretty great. Let me see, does the... Looks great. Well, I'm glad you think so. Let me see if the gyrobot makes a poof when it appears. No, it doesn't. What if when I make it land? Will it poof then? No, it doesn't. And that's just fine. It doesn't need to. Okay, so if you've been watching my streams or videos faithfully, you will know that at the end of Trial 10 here, or at the end of the hallway past Trial 10, I've put this guard in. And this is where all the statues for our renowned adventurer backers will go. However, this will also be... You want to see the Minotaur now? Let's say so we got the Minotaur. Now we're gonna do kind of anticlimactic, but after a big fight, that's sure to be exciting. Just all of its body parts. It cracks me up. Okay, good. Anyway, so this little room on the left here, this is where we're going to train all of the RPG mechanics that don't have anything to do with any specific skills or game tactics. This is where we're just going to talk about, you know, your character stats and character classes and levels and things. And so there's going to be statues in this room that represent sort of the archetypical characters. So we're going to do a wizard, and we're going to do a warrior, and we're going to go do a rogue. And then I think we'll do a cleric. And I think we should do either one or two other of the base classes represented here. Do you know how the Punisher works? Of course I know how the Punisher works. What do you mean? I've beaten the game with the Punisher a few times. I was marginally involved with the Punisher's design. Wall of Justice mostly designed the Punisher class. It's the most confusing class in the game. Yeah, I mean, I didn't understand that class at all when I first started playing it. I didn't understand how it was supposed to succeed. But if you look at my YouTube videos where I'm looking to get the Oh Hi Mark achievement, excuse me, there's an achievement called Oh Hi Mark. And the goal of the achievement is to teleport to an enemy as a Punisher and then assassinate it with an axe. And unbreakable ink. Even now, the evil seed of what you have done germinates within you. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, man. Are you just trying to get me to say stuff so that you can change my voice and make it sound epic? It's a movie reference. Oh, okay. Listen, I wouldn't put it past you. Just to get me to say things so that you can change it to Orpheus' voice. Orpheus wouldn't say that, Herx would. Yeah, you're probably right. Alright, so anyway, I was saying that I want a wizard, I want a warrior, I want a rogue, I want a cleric, and then I have to pick, and then I should say I can pick 2 other classes to showcase here. I would like them to represent the most sort of different playstyles. So like, warrior, rogue, and wizard are obviously sort of the most different playstyles from one another. They're kind of the 3 major archetypes in almost any fantasy. Cleric is like sort of our magic melee hybrid. We could do like the Arcanist to do a stealth magic hybrid, or we could do a Sexton to show off a stealth magic hybrid. One is more range focused, one is more I guess utility focused, and it would certainly service my interests to show off the Sexton just because it is my favorite class. And then let's just presume we pick the Sexton, and then so what would the 6th class we show be? Maybe the Joker, actually. Joker would be smart because that's sort of like the trump card class that relies on sort of cheese tactics. Arcanist. Yeah, I mean, there's lots of words that change their pronunciation dependent on, you know, what their ending syllables are. So I'm sure people pronounce it both ways. It doesn't really bother me. So anyway, we're going to be building some statues and then placing them in here. So Wall of Justice has put in a statue editor, and it looks like in the Hall of Trials map here, it looks like a person. So you can see they're facing east. I need to make this one facing south. This one needs to face west. This one needs to face west. This one needs to face north. And this one's already facing east. Okay, perfect. This one needs to face north. Actually, all 3 of these need to face north. And actually, there's not really a good reason for me to make those ones face any direction because I'm probably not editing them today. But I might as well make all of these face the correct direction. I'm gonna have this one face west. This one can face south. These 2 need to face south. South. And then we'll do, So, if we go back into the garden here, there's sort of this, like, promenade of statues. I think they should probably face outside so that when you're walking through here, you're seeing their backs. If I had a walkway right here, then I'd want them all facing inward or toward you. But in this case... Glad you like that. Yeah, definitely. Again, it's not something I know. I don't know if it's something that I would want to put in the game because there's already so much going on in a lot of the signs that having like somebody chattering in your ear while you're playing it seems like a lot going on. But yeah, for some, especially the kinds of signs that most people don't even read, like those are the ones that I would want a speaking voice. Yeah. Yeah. I think I'll have those facing outward and these ones facing inward. Yeah, and we'll follow the path. Alright, let's go back to the editor. So you should face north, 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 south, south. And some of these songs are so dang good. South. I think this should face west. And actually, how about north? This one can face west. Are these parapets going to have different classes on them? So these 6 right here are going to be different classes. These ones are going to be backer created models. So people who invested at the renowned adventurer tier during our Kickstarter campaign, everyone's going to get their own unique statue here. And I'm not going to build those today. But I am just going to set up their pedestals so that they're facing the right direction. Okay, so that's good. Okay, next time I reload the map, all the pedestals will be facing the correct direction. I did take a line from a previous stream out of context to make it more cursed. It's in mines. Oh, I think I saw that. Is that the one where it says, like, it's huge or something like that? Let's go ahead and restart the trial hub. Yeah. Actually, one other thing. Yeah, no need to apologize. I thought it was funny. You don't apologize for things being funny. So we'll call this statue ID 1, 2, 3. Oops. 3, 4. Oops. 5. And 6. Grandpa Ty. How's it going, Grandpa? Good to see ya. It's been a minute. What we have here is the Hall of Trials garden, and I'm making some statues, or I'm at least planning to. So this right here is the statue editor. You see, I clicked on it, and a man appeared. And I can make him stand where I want him. This is the direction he will face. And if I press F4, he turns gray. So now, instead of a man, he is a statue man. So I'm going to make the warrior, wizard, and rogue. And I guess we'll start with the warrior. Why don't we make him look like one of my favorite warriors' faces right there with that big mean mustache. And then we can change his gear. Starting with the iron helmet is actually really good. Starting with the iron breastplate is really good. Starting with... There we go. use it for death rate. Cool, cool. All right, so he should have a spear. And then... yeah, so he animates much like you might expect. And I can rotate some parts of his body. So I can make it look like he's facing a threat that's big. Let's see if I can... his shield arm should probably remain pretty static. So some other things I can do if I want to get real fancy is I can turn his body and then like turn it back. I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to do that. Trying to just make his pose a little bit more dynamic. Like he's charging into battle or something. That's a pretty cool warrior statue, wouldn't you say? I like him. I like him a lot, actually. Hero Forge Barony Edition. Yeah, that's appropriate. So, let's see. Can I tilt his head in a way that looks compelling? No, because his helmet doesn't follow. And I can't rotate his torso left and right. I can only tilt it. Maybe I can tilt his arm out a little bit. Kind of like that. Ooh, maybe tilt his arm in so it gives him more of like a he's ready to lunge kind of look. It's great, actually. It's freaking awesome. Okay, so we have debug commands for this. So like export statue, boom. So now if I go to, and by the way, this is something that in theory players could access, but it's like a little janky. It's not really intended for players to use. And so like, it's not very intuitive. Like the shortcuts are all just buttons that I've memorized. Like ideally, if like other players would use this, it would have like a really nice interface like the rest of the new UI. But this isn't really intended for players. So like right now it's all very developer friendly, not so much player friendly. Wall of Justice did work to make sure that this would be easy for me to use, and it's easy enough for me to use. But that's a whole different ball of wax than making it easy for a player to use. Coffee. All right, so now I'm opening up. Let's go to data, statues, and it is the 18th. So this is the. So we'll call this. We're gonna call this statue warrior. And I know he's not wearing warrior armor, but like I don't really care. Actually, before we do, should we try putting a cape on him? No, we'll save the cape for the cleric. You don't like coffee personally? It took me a long time to get used to it. When I was younger, I didn't understand acquired tastes. Like, why would you bother? Like, there's so many good things in the world. Why would you waste time burping into the microphone with viewers on stream? Sorry, I know why I would waste time doing that. Okay, this is statue 1. We're going to get rid of all that. And this right here, what we're seeing, this is a JSON showing all of the coordinates, like the, yeah, just sort of the different transforms and model references for every body part and what angle and position it's in. So if I really wanted to, like, betray the controls, like I could have, like, a floating head or something, I could go in here and modify things by hand manually in the JSON. So what was I saying? Okay, so this is the warrior JSON. It is saved, and now if I go load loads import all statues. Okay, so this is the default statue I made that occupies slot 0. So as you can see, it's a naked land guard with a bottle, and he's like drunk on the floor. So this is the test statue to show that these are facing the right directions. These are facing north. Let me see if these are facing the right direction. East. I want them to face north. Yeah, I mean, that model probably won't show up anywhere in the game, but it was fun to make. So eventually, all these statues will be unique, so this will even look cooler. Oh, why are you guys facing that direction? Let's fix you. I think these should be facing south, honestly. And if I'm not mistaken, this one is statue 1. So this should not be importing statue 0. It should be importing statue 1, so I probably just need to restart the level. And then we can see Incubi and Goatman usually help their Teds laughing. Incubi when they stole your weapon and are about to bail. Goatman when drinking and throwing the empty bottle. Impairs usually laugh again before shooting drains soul. I kind of interpreted the Goatman as that head shaking. I interpreted it as drinking, but like a gulp. But you know, Wall Justice put that together, so we'd have to ask him. Dude, his legs being slightly off center really makes his pose look a lot more dynamic. It's really good. Okay, so let's go ahead and restart the level and import the statues. Thanks, Ink. And then we'll see what the warrior looks like. Okay, this is the statue animator. That's why he looks like that. And there's our warrior. Okay, perfect. Everything's going according to plan. Gosh, looks cool, man. Just looks cool. I'm excited about this. All right, so now we'll do the wizard. I think it's appropriate to have the wizard have sort of like the place of honor here at the front. So let's go ahead and make a wizard statue. I thought his clothes were stolen, but no, he just moved. Yeah, that's just how the statue wizard is best class. I mean, the wizard is great. All right. Alright, looks like we're still in edit mode, so let's do... I think I would like to get a character with a brightly colored beard, so this guy would work. Let's just use him. And then we'll do... He's got to have... He's got to have a wizard hat. Let's make it a bright book so that you can see it against his clothing. Yeah, nice bright book like that. Alright, we're making statues. I kind of want his hat to look a little off-center because it's a big old floppy hat. And I don't think I want to give him a staff. I think I want him to look like he's just casting. But maybe a staff would be a better choice. Oh wait, I've given him boots. He can have suede boots. Let's see what our other options are. I think that is sandals. Speed bunny statue of David, that's pretty funny. Okay. He needs the wizard doublet. Since I'm probably not going to show the accursed, I kind of like the idea of using the tuxedo. Leather, iron, steel, artifact crystal, vampire doublet. That's the wizard doublet. It's just, it doesn't contrast with his skin enough when there isn't any color. And so I don't really like how that looks. I'd almost rather use the healer's doublet. Or the silver doublet. Let's try this. He's a fancy lad, right? So, oops, wrong hat. Let's go back to the right hat. All right, and then what? 3? Oh, that's gloves. Let's give him like, see if we can give him suede gloves. Those are knuckles. I think that's suede gloves right there. And then 5 is weapon. Oh, dude, that... I mean, this is a cool pose for a different character to have the weapon slung over the shoulder like that. Maybe we'll do that for the cleric. We're not going to give him a spear, but I'm going to use the spear because it shows us the angle of the weapon on the statue really well. Crossbow, potion. That's a magic staff. Position it down. I mean, this is as down as I can get it. I mean, I can't like lower the staff unless I go in and manually edit the model offsets. I mean, that is kind of like the coolest looking staff. I might try to go in and manually change how high that model is arranged. I could rotate his arm down like that. Stop backseating. Oh, those are throwing gems. The warrior's already in a thrusting position. True. What is that? A lockpick? That's funny. Skeleton key, bear trap, pie, sword, mace, Gungnir, parachute, crystal weapons, throwing weapons, chakram, shuriken, another staff. What's I kind of hesitate to pick this staff because it's got a floating bit, and I kind of want it to be believable that it's a staff. I might actually just go for the quarterstaff. Oh, an orb? Orb might be cool if it was like, if he was holding it out in front of him or something. But like, as it is, I'm not sure. Let's try... Yeah, that just doesn't look like anything. It's just too close to his body for it to feel good. What's up, Pegwin? We're doing statues. Okay, good staff, but I need it to look less... The whip! We got another staff. I think I may just adjust how high the staff is. And he needs to have a cape, right? I mean, he looks pretty awesome with his high collar. Bloodletting staff. Yeah, I think that's... it's either the red or the green staff. I can't really tell without the color. Ha! Sentry bot, mines. Let's go ahead and keep scrolling through a little bit. Bows, bows, bows. Boomerang. Okay, there we go. Quarterstaff. Actually, I think that... I mean, that just looks the best to me. It just looks humble and appropriate for a wizard. So let's... Oops. Shift 6. And then... There we go. Okay. Then let's get 7. Oh, no. Oh no. Alt 7? Okay, Alt 7 got rid of his mask. I didn't want him to wear a mask. And 8, is that the cape slot? There we go. Okay. The fur cape looks good in black and white. It just looks a little tattered. What the heck? Why did his hat go away? I don't understand what I'm seeing. White cape, black cape, backpack. I think that's the silver cape. 8. Wizard, functional. Arcanist, fashionable. I think I might give him the fur cape, honestly. The tattered look just looks great on a statue, you know? And the only reason why I wouldn't use it is because it's like a brown naturalist style cape. This just more like it's got good motion. I freaking love it. I think he turned out looking awesome. I mean, the other thing I could do is I could change... I think maybe I'll make the rogue a female. Maybe I'll make the Joker a female too. Okay. We're exporting the wizard. Wizard. Make your profile picture as the rogue. It's so appropriate. Alright, so we're gonna edit this so that he is statue ID number 2. Save. We're gonna do import all statues. And there we go, we have our wizard. Oh no, we got some Z fighting. Oh no. I don't like that Z fighting at all. Maybe I can fix that. It's funny, there isn't that Z fighting here. It looks really bad though. No, I know you're not kidding. I know you're not kidding. But, you know, it's just a dude in a hood. So it'd be kind of hard to make it look precisely the same. Let me see if I can fix this. I don't know what this east means. Okay, what we can do is we can find the book model number. Gosh. All right, let's get resourceful. We're gonna go to Barony Models. We're gonna open up the models file. And we're gonna look for book. Okay. Nope, nope. I don't want to see the first person books. Okay, so the books are in the range of 69 to 77. And I know that's not that exactly what that says here, but that's just because I understand what's going on. So we have one that is 69. That might be the one he's using. So let's try that. What happens if we change this to... I don't know. What happens if we change this? Import all statues. Okay, that did not have the desired effect. Or actually, how about refresh? No. We're just trying to fix the Z fighting here. So that did not do what I wanted it to. How about... that didn't do it either. That's not changing anything. I mean, I can't. I need that to not be Z fighting that way because that's not acceptable. Sprite 69 north. Maybe this is it because it's the north facing one. So we'll look for sprite 69 here, and maybe adjusting this will do something. And that didn't do anything. Actually, that might have done something. Not what I wanted it to do. Because I lack the controls to be able to stop the Z fighting in the statue editor, I'm just trying to fix it manually here, which I know might be boring and annoying to watch, but this is what these are my options, you know? Okay, it actually looks a little better, but I can't say why. What happens if I change this to like 72? I should be able to see an update here. Okay, that didn't change anything. So I'm actually not confident that I'm making a meaningful change. here. Yeah. I mean, if we go here, we can see this model. Oh, it's facing south. Okay, so let's find the south one. Maybe this is all I need. Because I was operating on the wrong one. Okay, so like, yep. Okay, we found the right one, folks. Now that was the wrong thing to modify, but we found the correct mesh to mess with. Okay, that's not what we wanted to do. Let's change this to 1.5 and see what happens. And that's, I mean, that's not great. It's not Z fighting anymore, but it is clipping really heavily into them. And so I think what I'd like to do is find where his gloves are and then just move his hand out a little bit. Okay. Okay, south. We're gonna look for 69. Because that's the model code of this book. All right, this is where his hand is. So let's go to the models text file and look for suede. Suede glove FP. I think maybe vampire arm left is the one we're looking for. Artifact gloves. Insectoid, incubus, vampire arm left bit. I think this is probably the mesh, 442. Let's see if this shows up. 442, because the suede look was invented for the vampires. That's not it. What gloves do you have? I mean, those look like suede gloves to me. They could be leather. 442, 443. Let's look up like. Okay, that's not in the file at all. So it's not the vampire mesh that we're looking for. Arm left bent. Huh. Male arm bent left gloves. Let's see if 139 is on here. No, not in a meaningful way. I mean, if I knew what mesh this was, it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but like, what's 148? 148 is female arm bent. Oh, okay, 140. Male arm bent left gauntlets. Okay, so these are gauntlets. 148. Or 140. Oh no, those are boots. Okay, 148. 150. Boots. Okay, those are both feet. So these two are the feet. 806 and 805. Let's see what that is. 806. Oh, it is vampire arm. Okay, 805 is what we're looking for. 805. Okay, this is it. This is it. This is it. We're making progress, folks. Okay. So like if I just made this 3. Look at that. All right, we fixed the Z fighting. We got his arm actually carrying the book. And it's got a lot of contrast. Yeah, yeah. It worked out. Took a little bit of hunting, but we used our knowledge. Little bit of Z fighting in there, but actually, I don't know if I'm worried about it. I don't know if I'm worried about it. I mean, I could adjust the angle a little bit now that we know what we're doing. Like, we could change the pitch to be, I don't know, 0.6. Oh, that just put his arm back. Let's not do that. Yaw. Oh, actually, roll doesn't have controls. So let's try that. That's actually kind of appropriate. Like, I don't really like how it's clipping with the shoulder, but the pose is more appropriate. I actually like that a lot. Let's just stick with this. It's not perfect, but there's no Z fighting, so it's not flashing like crazy, which is sort of my main concern. The book is clipping through his cape. I don't really like that. I don't really like that the book is clipping through his cape. That looks kind of trashy. So we have a couple options. We could make the book move forward, or we could make the cape flap backwards a little bit. So let's look at doing that. Where are the cloak models? Okay, so we're looking for like cloak 28 or model 28 through 31. One of these really low numbers. Right here, 29. So let's like make the yaw like 4.0. See what happens. Oh, that's the wrong thing to edit. Maybe the pitch. We'll give it 2. This is what we get for trying to be clever. Alright, roll. You're our only hope. Okay, that was the right value to mess with. I've just given it too much. I put too much English on it. So, like, what if we do 0.04? What does that do? Okay. Let's upgrade that to 0.4 instead of 0.04. We're learning what these values do. Okay, wrong direction. We'll do negatives. Negative 0.2. Import statues, refresh. And voila, look at that. Look at that. We did it. We did it. We manually modified the cape mesh so that it wouldn't be clipping with the book anymore. And it's flowing outwards a little bit, which is just fine for our beautiful little wizard man, isn't it? We did it, everybody. Alright, he's got like the silver doublet on. Yeah, thanks, Garvikin. Got the warrior, got the wizard, and now we'll do the rogue. Okay, so let's... I forgot how to... What is it? Reset? Statue editor? Okay, well... Reset is pose, but not as equipment, but that's okay. And we'll make them stand down, and we're going to change the sex. Oh wait, that's the race, not the sex. Let's go back to human. We got the shaman forms. Excuse me. Okay. Okay, let's play the rogue. This might be the one to do with the hair interface. I really like this model. She should be wearing a hood, obviously. That's a bit of a fancy hood for a rogue. Let's get something a little more humble. Okay. I think what's happening is every time I pick the hood, it changes what hood it is. So I can just keep messing with it until I get a hood that I think I like. I would like to pick a hood that... I think that this is probably the right hood for her. Alright, let's mess with her cape. Yes, let's do this cape. And then... she should either wear leather or one of the dark doublets. I think I'd prefer one of the dark doublets. I think it'll look cooler. Yeah, leather armor. I don't know. I'll give her a bow and see how she looks with leather armor. That could be good. And she already looks kind of cool. I'm kind of digging it. I mean, leather boots and gloves is good. I mean, those are suede gloves, but I think they look great on her. So let's change. I think I'd like to give her... I guess I could give her a bronze sword. Yeah. And then maybe give her a quiver in her left hand. The torch would not be lit when it appears. And the lantern looks really cool. I'll have to have one of the classes with the lantern. I think it's showing so many books because every single book is being cycled through in the items list. There's something to be said for the tinkering kit. Okay, there's a quiver. But with like no bow, it's sort of hard to justify the quiver. Let's go ahead and give her the bow. I mean, melee is really not very strong on the rogue. So let's find a good bow. That's a short bow. Maybe the compound bow is what we should do because it's going to have a lot more contrast. Every staff in the game. I guess we could give her a throwing dagger. The lockpick. I mean, if it's gonna look right on anybody, it would be this, but that's not very heroic for a statue to be wielding a lockpick. Compound. Okay, there's the dagger. Yeah, alas. Now, I'm really tempted by the dagger because it just looks so roguey, but then I wouldn't know what to put in her offhand. And maybe she doesn't need anything in her offhand. It could be like the only character that doesn't hold anything in her offhand. Just sort of emphasize stealth as her primary thing. But she doesn't even... the character doesn't even start with throwing daggers. Let's get a compound bow. Gyrobot. That's the longbow. Longbow looks great on her. Compound bow. Yeah, let's just give her the compound bow. It's sort of the safe choice, but I think it's smart. Alright, now let's give her a pose. I wish I could make her kneeling down, but there's just really no way to do that. It's either sitting or standing, really. I mean, I really like this pose. She looks like she's sort of contemplative. Put her arm in the quiver a little bit, like she's ready to draw. It's definitely not the most complicated. Can't rotate the cape. Yeah. I mean, I can put her a little off center, which is great for a rogue, I think. I don't know, what do you guys think? Is that a good rogue? Should we call her done? Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm gonna experiment with moving her bow a little bit. Okay, that's when it starts clipping with the cape. Gotta follow the crowd and say I like it. Well, that's just because you want it to look like my avatar. You don't gotta follow the crowd. I just think that, like, I don't have that much opportunity to put female characters here, I think. And the rogue is a really good fit, I think. And she looks really sneaky. I really like it. Let's go ahead and export her. You think she'd have a crossbow? There's the freaking arbalest. Slingshot. Short bow. So that's what she looks like with the crossbow, which the rogue doesn't start with, but is good. I mean, I think it looks cool with the crossbow. I just think that the regular, some kind of regular bow is a really iconic look. Let's go back to the longbow. I accidentally rotated her torso, but I think it looks good. I mean, I feel like I can't make one of these statues not have a recurve bow, you know? Like, it's so iconic. I'm either gonna go with the compound bow or the longbow, and I think that just the silhouette of the compound bow fits a little better. I kind of wish I could have her arm extended instead of angled, but that would be a bit more, like, I'd have to do a lot of manual changes to make that work, and I'm not confident in my ability to do that quickly to make it worth it. Yeah, I like this. I think I'm just gonna go with this. Having her slightly off-centered, I think, gives her a more like she's tracking, she's hunting, she's looking at the ground. It's really cool. Let's go ahead and export that. Okay. Wizard and warrior are done. Let's go back to statues. Name this rogue. Edit. And this is number 3. She's ready to kill. It's murder time. Alright, and we're gonna go import. Oops. There she is. All right. So we got our nice trifecta here. You know what? I feel like this pillar in the middle kind of spoils the mood a bit. Like it doesn't feel as grand because this pillar's in the way. So I'm gonna move this pillar to be a little bit inside here to separate this part of the courtyard off a little more. Good, I'm glad you agree. And we'll go ahead and put this torch here instead. And then... That's funny. You can see my character has been changed to be the last character that I made. Ew, the Z fighting on the back of his helmet. Ew. I don't know. Maybe I'll fix that at some point. Maybe I won't. Because it's on the back, it's not as noticeable. It's only a small area. Alright, let's go ahead and reload the level. Yeah, nice little, I mean, I created some other problems in the process. Let's fix those just while we're noticing them. I'm kind of tempted to make a little, put some, I don't know, instead of making this, yeah, the dirt, I think the dirt is fine. I was considering maybe I should make it, you know, like a stone plaza or something, but I think this is fine. And then over here, we'll have sort of some alternate classes, right? So let's start with Cleric, because I think Cleric is the other one I'd take for granted. And we already have an iron helmet, so like we could do a leather helmet or like a cultist cape. Give him a cape and armor. We can give him a full helmet like this. What a steel mace. Was 7 anything? Oh, 7 was mask. 8 is cape. Let's give him a shiny cape. Oh, I wanted to do mace slung over the shoulder with this guy because it looked so cool on the warrior when I accidentally did it. Yeah, something like that. Is it the backer statues I'm working on? No, I'm just, this wing over here is going to contain information on RPG classes and stats and other, like, level ups and other game mechanics like that. And so having, sort of like the different representations of the classes I thought would look really cool. I kind of want to give the cleric a book. And I kind of don't want to give him the same helmet, but I don't know what else to do. Let's see about changing his face to being maybe like the Gloomforge face. And we can give him the leather helmet. Something like that. For a second I thought you replaced the warrior with the cleric. Yeah, I mean, it's like, yeah, the armor is very similar. If I gave him the leather armor, then it looks quite a bit different and it's not so heavy looking. I could also give him the cleric tabard. It's funny, I just said that. I could also give him no helmet. I kind of like that look. And resting his mace on his shoulder looks so rad to me. Do you like the theory of the Hall Trials voice I made is basically the same thing as magical AI that the automatons and Tinkerbots use? Oh, I don't know. I mean, we haven't even really established a canon for what guild is in charge of the Hall of Trials and how it came to be. Like, we don't have an official canon on that. And so, you know, what it's enchanted with, I guess is like, it could be a ton of things. Okay. I like how he looks with the book. I think this is the other class that could have a lantern and it would look cool. Or even a torch. I mean, he looks so freaking heroic right now. It's pretty heroic with that crystal shield. Ooh, a mirror shield. Very fancy. I don't know, man. He's actually a little bit more... I don't know, man. It looks freaking rad. Like, I'm hesitant. I don't even know what class this is when I look at it, but I love it. Come at me, bro! I agree. He does look like that. And I think using the Gloom Forge, it just gives him that, like... I really love the old seasoned fighter look. It's so cool. Crystal Torch. White Book. I don't know if book, shield, or lighting device. I don't know. I don't know which is most appropriate for this character. I went in trying to make a cleric, but like a high level cleric and a high level sexton and barony end up being fairly similar. And so I got to think too about like what's gonna look substantially different. I think the mirror shield is, I don't know, it's probably the best. Yeah, because he's a fighter, but he's not a soldier like this warrior is. This is more of a different type of fighter. So let's go ahead and export this, because he's freaking awesome. He looks so cool. And we'll put him right here, maybe. We'll call him a cleric. He's got a mason shield, and he looks like an old guy with robes. Cleric, great. This is a good match for him. And in the map, that is number 0.6. Okay, we got to make a Joker. Let's make this number 6. Statue ID 6. And we should see him over here. There he is. Man, he looks rad. Okay. Alright, I need to take a quick bathroom break. Do you guys want me to leave it on this screen so you can see our friend the cleric while you wait for me to come back? I'll just leave it here. I'll see you in a minute. Hey folks, I don't know why when I went to go turn off the HUD, it suddenly went into split screen. That's not what I wanted at all. So when I went to the main menu, it didn't stop. Like, I went back into the game and it was still in split screen mode. Is it gonna? Yeah, it did it again. Let's just restart the game. Don't go now. There's a boulder trap around the corner. Kill me. Okay. This is going well. I'm having a lot of fun making these statues. It's really, like, fulfilling. What? What? Oh, that's a new feature, is, We have quit messages now. Oops. So, okay, I see it is. See if I'm still here tomorrow. Whatever. I love you. Don't quit now. You're going to win the next run. Don't lie. Really? A wimpy adventure would quit right now. Whip time! I think this is one of the ones I wrote. Sheridan wrote most of these, but I wrote wimp time. An adventurer is trapped and they need your help. Who cares? A quitter says what? Oh, this is another one. This is another one I wrote. A quitter says what? What? Anyway. So let's go back into the Hall Trials. Not in split screen anymore. That's good. And these statues don't import automatically, which I don't understand. I'll need to come up with a generic statue for these, like a... You know, like a... I don't know, like a tinkering kit or... something that looks like, you know, the statue's a work in progress. Because I think we're going to ship this without all the statues done, but the pedestals are all going to be there. I mean, the pedestals don't have to be there, but I feel like it would make more sense and it would be more thematic. Wait a second, didn't I save this change? I saved this change. Why didn't it? I don't know what happened. Maybe I didn't save this change. You needed a good laugh? Well, good. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna have a Joker on one of these, maybe behind the tree, and then this one is gonna be something else. Uploaded Seeker 2 skeleton clips. Cool. Thank you. Alright. Let's make a Joker, because I think that's sort of an obvious one. Let's see if a pie looks good. Pie probably won't look good, but worth a shot. Oh, maybe the slingshot, actually. Lockpick. Actually, the skeleton key always looks cool. Little wand. Almost. Okay, there's the pie. Yeah. I kind of like the empty hand. How the empty hand looks. Pandor! Statues look great. Thanks, Pandor. I appreciate that. Let's change this to a female. Mountain Blade mod. Oh, I see. Saw the stream and decided to stop and share some positivity. Well, thank you, Pandora. I appreciate that. I don't know if I can give the Joker any more without it feeling less like the Joker, you know? Like, they kind of have to have no equipment, except for the Jester hat. I can't think of anything for an offhand item. Like, maybe a... Maybe a torch. Slingshot. Ooh, good point about the blindfold. That's actually a really good point. So I've not used this slot for pretty much anybody. Which is pretty good for her. Jester on her way to clown the Baron. Confused book, she does start with it. That's a good point. I mean, if she looks good with the book. If I can make her look carelessly holding the book, I will do that, I think. Now her leg's in the way. I don't think I like how she looks with the book. But maybe something else will look right. Eh, not the lantern for her. If I would invent a cursed item, it would be the boots of mild comfort. Would always be have a small stone in it. That's funny. Mild in comfort. Sorry. Okay, the lunchbox. I mean, it looks silly, but it doesn't really make sense on the Joker. quiver doesn't really make sense. Yeah, I think I might give her nothing in the offhand. And I kind of like how her arm looks like out here to balance a little bit. I think the only other thing I can do for her is maybe a cape, but I think they're all too big to make sense for her. Like a backpack is like a maybe, but eh. Let's just leave her really simple, you know? That's kind of the idea of the Joker, is that it does a lot with a little. The blindfold is hilarious. Let me check her appearances. See if a different skin tone might work for her. I kind of like this skin tone, actually. It's not as much of a weird contrast for the blindfold. I could change her gloves. Like giving her brass knuckles. But eh. I think giving her some pants doesn't look bad. Suede boots look just cool on everybody. But she's currently the only one who would be wearing sandals. I don't know. I keep trying to overcomplicate this, but blindfold and jester hat, I think, is exactly what she needs. Okay. Let's go ahead and put her into slot 5. Joker. Edit. And there she is. Right where she belongs. All right, so now we got to decide what the last sort of standardized statue is. Now, we haven't done anyone with a lantern. Or like a throwing weapon. So we could do, you know, sort of a... We could revisit sort of the sexton idea. A healer? Yeah, I mean, like with the Phrygian hat, maybe. We also don't have anybody with a full face helmet on. But I just don't know if that would be appropriate for who's left. I would go more the way that the shield is unaffected to the spell, let it pass through. Oh, Steel Shield of Magic Resistance. Steel Shield of Magic Attraction. Okay. Let's reset. So I could just make like an absolute tank. You know, like... We don't have anybody with a sword. Or a throwing weapon. But I mentioned sword because... yeah, we could just make somebody who's just like friggin' crazy fighter looking dude. Axe maybe. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of how this looks. And I think the warrior does a good job representing the sort of heavily armored characters, so let's look at maybe doing... a sexton. With a ranged weapon. A throwing weapon, specifically. Chakram, hopefully. We don't need a throwing gem. Huh. Skeleton key is always interesting. Curse names for rings. The chakram looks terrible when held. Doesn't look like they're holding the chakram at all. I would have to like manually edit where the chakram appears if I was going to use a chakram, because it looks ridiculous. I just can't have a character holding a chakram on a statue right now. It just looks too bad. No, that's just not acceptable. Are those player, developer, or D&D character? I don't know what you're talking about, Pandora. Can you do what? A Sneak, why not a statue of King Arthur? I don't want to put the named NPCs in these statues, because they're like, it implies something about the connection to the Hall of Trials that I'm not ready to imply. But can you what? Go nuts and come, I mean, do what you want, man. You never have to ask for my permission to like come up with your own idea and fan art and stuff like that. You don't need permission. Used to asking elders for permission. Well, you only need to ask permission if it affects me. And it really doesn't. It doesn't change anything for me. If you have fun doing something you like doing. No, it's not supposed to be a backhanded compliment. I just mean, like, anybody is welcome to pursue whatever joy they want, and it's, like, not up to me to provide permission for or against that, you know? Oh, I see. Let's get a lantern. I'm not super happy with where this one is going. It's just not a very compelling character on its own. Maybe... Well, I was trying to go for like a utility stealth class like the Sexton or something. Just something a little like practical but not ostentatious, you know? So, I mean, Sexton was sort of the inspiration, but I don't want to, like the other ones, I don't want to restrict myself too much. I kind of just want to imply a utility character, like maybe a pickaxe. Maybe give him glasses. Let's see what the pickaxe with glasses looks like an explorer. Oops. Glasses. I can't really do crouching, unfortunately. I mean, I can try something like if I put the feet way separated. And then I lower the body. I mean, that's about as close to crouching as I can get, and it doesn't look that good. Let's see. Yeah, that looks pretty bad. No, the legs don't bend. They just swing back and forth. And if I rotate the torso, then it becomes detached from the head. I mean, these are the limitations of how Barony characters are animated. I would have to like manually reposition the head in the JSON file, which would just be like a lot of work. Looks hilarious. Alright, let's stand you back up. Put your legs underneath you. Yeah, too much work for too little reward, exactly. Man, I want to put the fez on her, but it just looks kind of silly. The glasses even look silly, you know? And this looks like more something real. But I don't know about that pickaxe. Zinc94. Welcome. Once tried making an open world with access to dungeons sprinkle throughout the map editor, but there's a limit on map size. Is there a way to increase the map size? Not that I know of. I mean, they can get pretty dang big, and it seems like, like, I don't even know what the theoretical limit on map sizes is. Like, what, 999 or something? But, like, what I would do is I would make... The Fez must stay on. I would make, Oh, here we go. Lockpick. I would just make more maps that connect to each other rather than trying to make a mass... Yeah, you can... I mean, a loading zone you effectively can. Hey, thanks, Ivy. Welcome to the stream. Hey, come check out the ones I've made so far. We've got a warrior here, a wizard here, a rogue here, Joker here, cleric here, and then we're working on a 6th one here to kind of represent the utility playstyles. And giving this one a lockpick, I think, maybe makes sense. Lantern and lockpick. Oh, did I get raided? Well, welcome to the stream, folks. Thanks for tuning in. So this is, if you've seen Barony before, this is the Hall of Trials. There's a new, I added a new garden to the outside of the Hall of Trials. So in here, here's all of the different trial levels where you can learn all the mechanics about the game as a roguelike. And each one of these rooms leads to a different trial test. And, hi Cerberus, welcome. Like Zinc, like you were saying, these kind of effectively act like loading zones. This will take you to a totally new level. And then at the end of that level, there's another trapdoor that will lead you back into the Hall of Trials. And so you can have an interconnected world that way. It's just the only downside is that you can't save contents. Like if you leave one area and then come back, you can't save what you did in those areas. But yeah, and this, I've made this garden now for all of our backers to have their statues displayed in. This is the default statue I made, which is just like a drunken naked idiot with a bottle. But yeah, over here I'm going to teach about RPG classes and game mechanics. Here, let me turn on the HUD. Why is it asking me for controller 2? This happened before. Well, whatever. I don't know why it's asking me for controller 2. But you can see this sign here. Adventurers who brave the dungeons select a class, which determines starting abilities and equipment. All classes may benefit from the trial's teachings. And this one talks about experience points, leveling up, hit points, and magic points. This one talks about character stats. And so I'm just going to have a showcase of different class statues. So that's why Warrior, Wizard, Rogue. And then over here we're going to have Joker, Cleric, and then I guess we could either call this character the... Oh no. Did we lose this statue? She's not working anymore. My controls aren't working for her anymore. Well, maybe we can preserve her. Yeah. And then I think I'll call her the Sexton. She's sort of like a Sexton Wanderer hybrid, which is fine. Yeah, I know I'm split screening again. How do you get the UI to look like that? Unreleased update? Yes, Zinc, that's correct. We've been working hard on this massive UI update for the last 2 years, and it's very nearly done. And so I'm working on some of the last content polish that we need to do. Import. Dang it. She's in the ground. Dang it! Okay. I might be able to fix this. I don't know why going split screen... Well, first of all, I don't know why turning off the HUD turned on split screen. That makes no sense. It's a bug. But I also don't know why doing that pushed her statue into the ground. So here's what we'll do. We'll see if we can open up one of the other statues and look at their height. So what is she? She is a east-facing statue, so like the warrior. So let's load up the warrior. Warrior. Edit. Grandpa Ty. Remember the good old days before the first revamp? Yeah. Might have a second controller. Well, I don't have a second controller. You know what? I mean, I appreciate the suggestion, but it's like, this is an in-development build. There's going to be bugs, you know what I mean? That's pretty much all I can say about that. 344. What model is 344? It's a head. Okay. So this is the height of the warrior's head. Let's just go ahead and copy... What? Negative 10Z, and this is negative 1Z. Let's just do this. I bet this will work. And we'll say import refresh. Oh no. I don't know why I expected that to work. All right, we've got to change all of the Z values on all of her body parts to be 10 times what they are, or 10 plus what they are. That shouldn't take us long. 1, 1, 1, 1. Let's hope this does it. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to start our model over just because I don't know what else I would do. Oops, I need to. All right, let's see what that did for me. Well, listen, folks, I think I have to start over in her statue. But we did lockpick, black doublet, fez, lantern, and that's enough to know. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete her, and we'll just start over. I'm gonna go and quit the game and get out of split screen. I don't know why the split screen thing is happening. I guess, yeah. You won't quit, you're just bluffing, bet. That looks so good. Thank you, Sync. Hey, Pegwin. Hey, we still got some viewers here. Thank y'all for sticking around. I'm pretty disappointed. We had a nice big viewership there, and OBS crashed silently. It didn't give me any errors or anything. It just suddenly I noticed people stopped chatting, and then that was that. But well, whatever the case, we got back to where we were on the model. And I think she looks great, just as good as she looked before, maybe better. I put a backpack on her. I think I'd maybe like to manually edit the backpack so it's a little bit further up on her back. But other than that, I think it looks great. And it's like swinging outward a little more. I think I'd like to have it hanging back instead. So, but those are not difficult things to change. So let's go ahead and export. Can I tilt her head? Okay, the Jester is turned a little to the right. The Rogue is turned a little to the left, and everyone else is facing straight on. Well, you know what? Whatever. We're all here. Let's go ahead and export this. We'll call that the Sexton statues. Sexton. And we're gonna edit her. And she is facing east, if I'm not mistaken. We need to change her number to 4, I believe. Oh, it already is 4. I'm afraid this is the wrong file. Let's close this to make sure we're not using the wrong file here. Okay, yeah, this is the new file. This is what we want. I almost saved over her again. Lot dot dot. Lot dot dot dot. Alright, and she's showing up as we want her to now. Yeah, I mean her fez clips a little with her head, which I'm not a huge fan of. I mean, it's almost a reason not to give it to her. All right. Okay, she's facing east. The backpack model is number 794. So let's look for 794. Oops, that's 194. And we need to look for the east-facing one. So we may be able to raise her backpack a little bit manually. I just don't like how low it's hanging. It doesn't look right. So I'm going to try to manually offset that. Focal X, focal Y, focal Z. Let's try Y. See what happens if I change the Y. She's facing east. Yeah. So. Okay, that was the wrong direction, but we're on the right path. Okay, maybe Z is up and down, so let's try that. Wrong direction, but correct axis. So we're gonna make this 2.65 maybe. And then, yeah, set a little higher. I'm gonna try even higher on her back. Let's see what that looks like. Nah, it's a little too much. A little too much. Let's do like that. Perfect. All right, that's sitting right around where I'd expect the backpack to sit. It's causing a little Z fighting on her ears, though, so let's take it down a little more. I'm gonna offset it on the X by like 0.1. Okay, now it won't Z fight on that shoulder anymore. All right. I would like to fix her fez. It just looks terrible. Like if I had done this, I mean, looks like it's sort of sitting askew on her head, which I kind of like, but let's just try to make it. Let's find the model for the fez first. Fez 684. Okay. Focal. I mean, I could just do like, just offset it by 0.5 in every direction. That looks like it's falling off her head. If it was on the back of her head like that, though, it would look good. So why don't we try that? Da 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 da. Okay. All right, that's fine. I mean, it's clipping a little bit, but there's no Z fighting, which is really what I wanted to get rid of, was the Z fighting. I would like to move it back on her head, though. It looks kind of wrong. What happens if I do this? I just put it further on top of her head, which is not terrible, but not what I wanted. Let's do this. I just want it to go back on her head a little bit, and I keep getting the wrong direction for that. Let's do like that. That is a little bit further back, but not what we want. Yeah, I appreciate you filtering back in, folks. Sorry about the sudden OBS crash. I just didn't even realize it happened for a couple minutes. I'm really sorry about that. I'm not super psyched about this split in that side of the fez. I think maybe I'd rather go the other direction. Let's go the other direction. I guess that at least looks a little bit more like her hair is coming out from under it. I don't I'm so dissatisfied with her. Fez is so dark that it just looks... I'm not happy with how it looks. With those big splits in it. And then this is where we get our Z fighting. So let's just like make this 1. Wrong direction. Negative 0.5. Okay. Oh my gosh. And now we're Z fighting again. Alright. I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to be satisfied with that. It's not Z fighting, which is the primary thing I want to avoid because it attracts a lot of attention. She's got a backpack, she's got a lantern, so she looks like a great utility character with a lockpick. I think she's a handsome lady. I think she represents sort of all the utility characters like the Wanderer, the Merchant, the Sexton, which is kind of what I was going for. Joker represents the ridiculous characters, Cleric obviously, and then we have the 3 main archetypes here. I'm going to change the level a little bit. Point. I don't like how dark this wizard is over here. Okay. Oh, I need import statues. Okay. All right, we got these statues. I'm very happy with them. Now we'll figure out what the signs on the statues proper say some other time. But I have to figure out what I'm gonna do with these signs. Okay, we got 2 that talk about levels. Can we do without this? Huh, if I get rid of that torch, it would actually put the rogue in darkness, and I think that's appropriate. So why don't we do that? Boom. Oh, you know what? We need decor grass in here. Let's get grass. I wondered what felt so empty about this place. Just grass. We got no grass in the rest of the yard either. I'm just placing grass, guys. Didn't know you restarted. Sorry. That's. I mean, I didn't know I crashed for a long time, so I'm sorry that happened that way. It's really unfortunate. Okay, so I've got to find like a good place to put these signs that like make some sense. But Ink, here's the finished sexton or utility class, however we want to talk about it. Got a backpack. I spent some time in the JSON hoisting the backpack up on her shoulders because it was a little low. And then I spent a little time adjusting her fez so that it wasn't Z fighting. Good, thank you. Yeah, so I've got 3 male characters and 3 female characters. And I've got a good sort of range of skin tones too. And so now I've just got to figure out where I'm going to put these signs. So this one and this one talk about levels and what leveling up does and stuff. So I'd like to put those together. And then I've got, what's the other one? This one that talks about classes. So I could just put them all around this pillar. Oh, and then there's this one on the back of the pillar. Stats. So I feel like classes being on the front of the pillar makes the most sense. So you go in and like the first one you read is about classes. Or maybe I could put them back here. So I could do classes. What is it? Stats and classes, 1 and 1. And then leveling. I kind of like putting them all on the one pillar, honestly. Be like, hey, if you want to learn about RPG mechanics, just read this one pillar. I'm having a hard time deciding. I don't know. Because these are the 3 representative classes, putting that on this side of the pillar makes sense to me. Not that one. This one. This one. Let's try that. Okay, so we're gonna have to change the direction so that it's facing north. And then we're gonna change the X offset. Instead, that's going to be a Y offset. So that should be correct. Okay, so we talk about classes right here. And then experience points and level ups, I think, should be maybe in the back here. Yeah, let's put those back there. Sort of like dedicated learning zone. So these need to face south. And they're gonna be offset north. Okay, and then the last one is this one here, and I think that should face the other classes. So that's gonna face south as well. And it's gonna need to be there. Now, I could make a few more signs talking about like adventuring parties and how like you only select your class once you're leaving the Hall of Trials, something like that. I could put something like that right here. So let me open up the script for that. Scripts, tutorial hub, script, edit. Okay, so we already have like a lot of signs in the Hall of Trials. We're all the way up to tutorial hub Y, Z, W, V, U. Yeah. So we're in the land where we're renaming signs manually because we have so many of them. Let's go ahead and make sure that this is saved and see how the signs feel. Import statues. The grass definitely adds a lot to this, the little grass models. Okay, so I feel like I could stand to have a sign right here that says, like, after leaving the Hall of Trials, adventurers, or like adventurers don't select the class until they leave the Hall of Trials. And then something like, it's sometimes wise for them to, oh, you know, it just crossed my mind. I could put an artificial light on this statue, so it looks like that her lantern is working. I don't know if that's silly. Yeah, I think that torch was fine where it was. All right, let's go ahead and make another sign. We'll call it tutorial hub tutorial class. We'll just call it tutorial class. That's easy. And then in the level editor, that means we need a east-facing sign, like one you might find here. We're going to put here, we're going to call it tutorial class. Okay, file save. And on that sign, it's going to say adventurers who leave the Hall of Trials, or maybe like only when leaving the Hall of Trials do adventurer pupils. How about do pupils select an adventurer class? Successful adventurers often team up with other graduates, selecting classes whose talents complement one another, improving their success. So it's just I don't know. I might rewrite that entire sign, but sort of the goal was to just get something that gave that gist. Tutorial class. Tutorial class. All right. So let's go ahead and restart the trial. And go to import all statues and load scripts. And then we can see what that new sign looks like. I mean, I might want to assign here that. Something like that. Let's highlight team up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Team up. Maybe something like that. I don't know. Does anybody have any opinions on what kinds of other education might be helpful to have here in the sort of general RPG mechanics section? This is just about classes and stats and things like that. Stats. I can't get over how cool the cleric looks. He looks mad casual, and I really love it. Honestly, I think the only thing I don't like about this is that it doesn't feel like it's separated enough visually from the rest of it. Like, I'm tempted to get rid of these ceiling tiles and replace it with standard tiles and then put a gate, like a portcullis gate there. So I'm going to try that out. There's like a little bit of sacrilege in doing that, but let's get rid of that. No, I don't want a sprite. Why do I keep pressing that? Palette, boom. And then, just because I really want this to feel like an educational zone that's really unto itself. So, like once you're in there, you know what I mean? And you're gonna look around for things to learn. So let's try that. I mean, this definitely feels more formal, like this. And I could do something similar with the entrance to these halls. I've got this tree, which kind of makes this whole area feel a little bit strange. I don't know what to think sometimes, folks. Like I could do the same thing with this gate. Make it feel a little more formal. I feel like I want to rewrite that a little bit. So instead of when leaving the Hall of Trials, it feels too redundant, you know? I don't know about this, folks. Five. Was that your dog? Maybe. I have headphones on, so it's kind of hard for me to hear anything. Maybe I'll do one other sign back here that says, like, pupils are forbidden from selecting a class in the Hall of Trials. No, you're not hallucinating. I just have headphones on. Yeah, I hear a dog now. Pupil. Gotta go, need some sleep. 12 a.m. Catch you on the flip side. Got a split, stuff looks great. Keep it the good weird tick. Thank you, Ty. Really appreciate it. Thanks for hanging around. And sorry for the interruption midstream, that was annoying. This is like a flavor text sign, but it also just like, it's here to make it very clear to players that nothing they do in, no, hold on. Okay, so I'm talking about the adventure archives here as kind of a way to highlight that feature. I think that's actually a good plan. Let's get this sign going. Did I not? I thought did I just not save it? I must have just not saved it. Okay. Boom. All right. Pupils in the Hall of Trials are forbidden from selecting an adventuring class as they learn. Their deeds here shall be forgotten. By seeking adventure, graduates may boast a class title and make a name for themselves in the adventure archives. So this is just being hyper vigilant and, about the fact that everything you do in the Hall of Trials doesn't matter to the main game. Sheridan was a little bit concerned that with these RPG teachings here about classes and XP and leveling and stuff, that players would think that they're like, when they're in the Hall of Trials, they're like building up a character that they will then take out on an adventure. And so by including these signs, we're trying to make it excessively clear that this is just a training area and has nothing to do with the rest of the progression of the game. This is just a hint about multiplayer. Successful pupils will team up with other graduates selecting classes whose talents complement one another. This improves their chances of success when they finally gather the courage to pursue adventure in the dungeons. This Joker turned out really great. And then we have... I'm trying to get rid of unnecessary capital letters. I have a bad habit of capitalizing game terms. And in some games, I think it's useful to always like capitalize something. But because I'm using these highlights, it feels redundant to capitalize. Makes the grammar weird. And I think I'd rather have them not be capitalized, unless it's an acronym or an abbreviation. All right, how's that? All right. Well, this little like outdoor learning wing, I think is good. I think I would like to put some walls separating these guys a bit. Like this area feels like oddly open with like random things scattered around. It doesn't feel like a real space. And I don't really like how that feels. Good day again, Garvican. Yeah, I'm guessing you got cut off when my OBS crashed. I'm sorry about that. You'll like it. Oh, thank you. I'm thinking maybe... like this space needs to have like a choke point, so it feels like you're entering sort of a grand courtyard here. Or you can detour to the right, and then that should serve as like a different sort of entrance. But right now it feels just like kind of open. I don't know, it feels weird to me. I'm gonna experiment with a few things. So let's save this, and I can do most of this experimentation without really messing anything up. So like if I move these guys back and put their bases there. It definitely makes this feel more cut off. I want the players to feel like guided into coming this direction. I think that's what I'm feeling here. So if I put this here. Wanted to go this way, you could. Sort of like a back entrance into the... Seen any good true crime videos lately? I mean, I watched a few Mr. Ballin and that chapter over the last 2 days and saw some really good ones. The ones about the members of Mensa who were murderers, that one was really interesting to me. Let me know if you've seen that one. I really thought that one was good. You have not? Yeah. It's actually, I had heard that story before about the members of Mensa who ended up killing some people. But the way that Mr. Ballin told it was just really good. I mean, as you can kind of expect. Okay, so we have some overgrown vegetation here. I like the idea of this canopy, but from this side, it feels a little weird. I don't know if there's a way to get that feeling good. But I just want this to feel a bit like a not primary entrance, you know? By having it look overgrown. And then I could put these sprites here to emphasize that this is sort of the main direction to go. And then I could also get rid of I'm just thinking I could close this off. Is it his new video? I honestly don't know. I don't really keep track of release dates. I'm not really like hounding after any YouTube creator to the point where I know what their latest releases are. I'm not trying to suggest that that's what you're doing. It's just that's why I feel like I can't answer. I actually really like how these treetops look instead of hedges. Like there's a hedge and then there's a bush. And these are hedges, whereas this is a bush. I don't know, I think this is an improvement. Yeah. I'm seeing we have quite a delay between us, just as a heads up. I'm gonna go ahead and put some light sources out here because you can't really tell. There's trees out here that I put. All right. I really think this is gonna be a big improvement for the layout of the level, so I'm gonna go ahead and restart it. Let's see how it looks. Okay, so this grand entrance is clearly inviting me. Hey, you come this way. Maybe I'll bring out the grass here so that it looks more like a clear path. Let's try that. So like this. Back here. I could also do this here. Let's do something like this. Maybe like this. No, that won't do. Top right. Boom. A bit of nuance here, guys, with the texturing. So by making this sorry. I'm focused. By making this like a stone path, it looks even more overgrown is kind of the idea I'm going for. Let's go ahead and make this just a south. No, an east, like this. Boom. Okay, there you go. We're gonna put some grass in here. Okay, let's go back here. All right, and see how it feels when we get in here. We have these two statues. I feel like maybe the one on the right doesn't belong. Let's get rid of him. I mean, this definitely feels like more of a purposeful space with the right side sort of cloistered off, I think. Like if you want to take the back entrance into this area, you can. But really, like, the lights are guiding you towards this direction. Maybe we could also have the path not be equally broad here, have it be like this. And then maybe even put a bush right here. Yeah, because this again directs the player more to go over here because there's a separation between these two spaces to make it more clear that like this is where I'm guiding you as the level designer. I could also reduce the amount of light that is in here. Let's see how that goes. What's up, Goth Neopet? Board games, I always tell my friends follow the light because they always get lost. That's so funny. Yeah, sort of universal level design theory. So you enter this area and the game is clearly sort of trying to guide you right here. This is a very dark path. I think that's too dark, honestly. That's just unrealistically dark, so I'm going to put a dim light source there. And so yeah, there's nothing over here. Maybe I can hide like a secret over here later or something. And you come over here and there's a statue that's getting encroached by a bush. I don't really like how that bush looks there. Let's get rid of it. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Yeah, that's plenty of bush. Save. She stands alone. This is actually my statue animator that I used to design statues with. And then if you want to go full speed ahead, you can. Let's actually change where the pillars are on that back wall, so that makes a little more sense with where the torch is placed. And then make the center one not like that. There we go. Alright, so that's sort of like kind of the obvious like shrine area where you have like your most celebrated heroes just right here. I could bring the ceiling tiles all the way out to here, which might make that space feel better. It couldn't hurt to try. Let's give it a shot. And then if you head left, then we have our warrior, wizard, rogue, joker, cleric, sexton. Yeah, I mean this definitely feels like a nice little isolated learning area, which is really what I want it to feel like. I'm tempted to make this center pillar green instead of white. Since everything else back here is pretty aged looking, I think I want to do that. I know, right? Okay, then as we come out of here, we're going to see this exit, which is great, and we're not really going to see this one, which is fine. I kind of like the idea of one standard path, and then the players can find their own path beyond that if they want to. I need to light up this corner. This guy's really dark and isolated back here. Maybe I should change his position so that he's actually facing north right. So, oh, no, facing east right here. Like that. We'll put another light source over by him. I know, right? This is our action work song. This place is a little overgrown. The statues put their backs to you, which I don't know how I feel about that 100%, but there's 2 lanes, and in each lane, the statues are facing you. And so that doesn't feel wrong. But then when you want to go into the next hall or next garden area, we've got this. Okay, we've got, and now I have some lights on the trees back there you can see. Previously there was so dark you couldn't even tell those were trees in the background. So I just wanted to give a little parallax, a little extra detail that there's like an outside to the Hall of Trials. Alright, let's go ahead and make sure that this is saved. And then do one last look. import load scripts, and then take a look at our lighting changes. I actually do need to do one more sign, like right here, that says, you know, entering the Hall of Trials garden or something like that. I should have a ceiling tile right here. I'm gonna fix that right now. Yep, that little bit of light made a ton of difference right here, so it's not freaking pitch black. Yeah, and I think this looks pretty decent with the ceiling going further back. I think that's good. Actually, kind of makes me want to get rid of the mossy brick and instead put stone here, like real stone, like this. Boom. We make a lot of decisions when we're doing level design. We really do. Okay, yeah. Dimly lit, but still lit. It's kind of the goal here. These ones can afford to feel a little darker because they're undercover. This one I want to feel really dark because this is sort of like a hidden door. But unless you're looking for it, you're not going to notice. This is a little brighter than I expected it to be, honestly. But I think it's alright. It's not fully lit. And this torch is lighting that. Okay. Okay. I think I'm happy with this layout revision. Makes a big difference. Alright. I think with this layout revision, we got all these new signs, sort of the class and game like broader metagame education experience here. I think we kind of know. I think we're kind of satisfied with where we're at. You know, at some point we're gonna have little signs that'll pop up in front of every single one of these plaques, so I'll still have to figure out something to say about each of these playstyles. Dang, that cleric looks so cool. But yeah, I think I'm done with the Hall of Trials for now. I'm gonna send these updates to, well, before I call it, I mean, I'm not gonna work on it anymore today, but I think I'll need to come up with a better generic model than this one. Because this one looks obviously silly and wrong. But I need like an under construction statue model, or just get rid of the model so there isn't one. Should I go ahead and make a sign here that says like "Welcome to the Hall of Trials Garden"? I don't know. We're gonna call this Tutorial Garden. I just want the players to know that they shouldn't... I don't know. I don't know. Guess let's try that. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Adventurer's Garden, no trials beyond this point. Just making it obvious to the player that all the gameplay learning is this way, but I don't really want to like have to spell it out that, you know, there's a room out here where you can learn about game mechanics. It's sort of like, if players want to explore and learn things, then they can, and that's here for them. And I think I've done a good enough job of pointing the player to the left here that this is the most important structure by giving it the gates. And maybe on the entrances, like right here, I can put another sign that says something like, renowned graduates or something like that to emphasize that the player is entering a sort of different kind of space. I could also put a sign like right here that says like I don't know. I don't know what to title this area. Like the class courtyard. Courtyard of classes. Seek the wisdom of heroes within. Yeah, that's good enough. Let's do that. And then we'll do a highlight on Venturer's Garden. Sure. And before I save it, I could do another sign on the west side here. West side? And call it, what's I'm trying to think of a word that is like a museum that honors the past. It's kind of like a Hall of Heroes, but it's not a hall. This is outdoor. I don't know, maybe I don't need a sign. Just call it at that. And I just want to look at the signs that I made. Because the whole thing is the Adventurer's Garden. Load scripts, import statues. So I don't need to, like, they are renowned adventures in the Adventurer's Garden. Like, I don't really need to say more than that. Memorial. Ooh, that's a good one. So this could be like the Memorial Garden. Thanks for that, Garvican. Really helpful. Class Courtyard. Seek the wisdom of heroes within. Gosh, these statues just look exactly like I hoped they would. They look so stinking good. Memorial of Heroes. I think I'm quite happy with this for now. I got the sign up for the Class Courtyard. Got all these RPG signs. I got the statues, and then this. I'm gonna probably have to leave this alone until we deal with all the renowned adventure statues anyway. So if I call this Memorial Yard or Memorial Path or Memorial Heroes Memorial Way or Memorial Garden. There's a ton of different things. Or Memorial Park. I think I would like to tackle that together. I named this after I finished this, and so I think I should probably do the same thing. Let the name follow the what it was built to do. So I'm very, very happy with the work I did in here today. I'm gonna go ahead and quit to the main menu, and I'm gonna back up my work real quick. The tutorial hub script. Sorry. Type in who, other Barony homies. I'm just gonna go ahead and drag my latest Hall of Trials map and script. You know what? I better put all that in a zip. Tell you what, I'm gonna take a quick restroom break. I think off camera I'll go ahead and zip up some files because y'all don't really need to see that whole process. And then we'll do some playtesting. I'm really excited to playtest with a lot of the new features in that even I haven't really had a lot of experience to or opportunity to see yet in its natural environment, such as like running into Funny Bones when he's got new art updated. Or Algernon, and seeing those things in the wild, I think I'm going to be really excited to show off to y'all. So give me a minute to take a break here, and I'll come back and we'll be ready to play.